With diverse flora and fauna, magnificent natural landscapes, and an ecological biosphere that supports life, this wondrous planet is our earthly home. From our animal co-inhabitants to the lush rainforests and life-giving soil, we cherish all these as gifts from the Creator. It is a common theme in the world's major faiths that during our temporary stay here, we should be good stewards of Mother Earth. Throughout the years, Supreme Master Ching Hai has shared the message of leading a balanced life while following a spiritual path. Not only must we nourish our spirits, but we share the responsibility to care for nature and our fellow beings. In light of recent scientific evidence, which pinpoints the raising of livestock as the #1 contributor to climate change, Supreme Master Ching Hai affirms the important message she has noted for over the past 2 decades. We must be vegetarian, meaning an animal-free diet, and practice sustainable living. Today we present to you a 7-part series titled Eating Meat Destroys Lives and Harms the Planet, a compilation of excerpts from Supreme Master Ching Hai's discussions concerning the detrimental impacts of the meat diet on human health, the environment, and ultimately the health of our planet.
Are the recent disasters around the world somehow connected with the billions of animals slaughtered every year for human consumption?
Of course it is, huh? As you sow, so shall you reap, and like attract like, né? Scientifically speaking, spiritually speaking, we have been warned. So all the disasters that have happened around the world, of course, are connected with the human unkindness to the co-inhabitants. That was the price we have to pay for what we have done to the innocents, who have done us no harm, who are also the children of God, who has been sent to earth to help us and to cheer our days. Because generally humans also have very good merit before they came to earth. And that's why they became human, because of their good merit. So from their good merit, there have been a give and take and deduction and addition. Otherwise, if things have not been cancelling out some of the bad retribution, then it would have been worse. Or the earth might have been disappeared altogether already. But luckily, the human also do have some good merit, and they have not run out yet. Some of their good merit have not run out yet. And that's why we are still hanging in here. If we stop killing, if we practice nonviolence, nonviolence to humans, nonviolence to animals, if we stop all the killing, then all bad effects will stop almost instantly. There will be no end to happiness and freedom of any aspect, body and mind. If we stop the main cause of disaster, that is the killing. The main cause of disaster is the violence of the people, mostly from the people. We have to stop all this. We have to stop all the killing. I keep telling again and again and again. We have to live and let live. We have to respect and save lives. But tell me, who will be wise enough to listen, and who will be strong enough to carry this out? That's the point. Perhaps everybody knows this, one way or another, but need a strong will to carry out. Not just knowing, practicing. Practicing is very important. We have to respect all lives including that of our so-called enemies even. Directly or indirectly, we have to stop the killing. We have to be all vegetarian and abstain from all animal products. That's how the killing will stop. Everything else is secondary. After all, what is the good in gnawing on a dead corpse, no? Biting on dead corpse for such a dignified human like us? The human that can conquer the moon, can explore Mars, and doing many other incredible feats. How can we not conquer our own appetite? Because the appetite of most humans have caused untold suffering to the weak and defenseless animals. And we even have abundance of food choices, not that we don't have. So if people just stop and think about this, they will realize how unfortunate it is that we have fallen into this trap, that we have to kill to live, that if I live, you must die. This is a very pitiful situation for human being. If anybody take a little time to think about it, this is really, really tragic. No?
Thank you, Master.
So, I hope people will realize it in the long run. If they stop and think about it, this is really a very tragic situation that the human have fallen into. To let themselves be deprived of compassion, deprived of the loving instinct of a human, they succumb to this kind of cruelty. This is really a pity.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus, blue tongue disease, E. coli, salmonella, bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk, pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year. Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water, pollute most of the water bodies, deforest the lungs of the earth, uses up to 43% of the world's cereal, uses up to 85% of the world's soy, cause world hunger and wars, 80% cause of global warming, plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
Hello.
Master, recently SMTV crew visited in the island of Skye in Scotland, and they interviewed the founder of the animal sanctuary. They rescue farm animals. And Rima Morel, she's the founder and author and animal
télépathique communicator.
When she was sitting with one of her pigs, he started sending a messages saying that now is the time that humans have to stop killing animals for food. And the message seems really urgent. And the question is, how can we help stop more people from eating animals?
Yes, I have been asking myself that question. And you also, many years already. This is a very frustrating question because we don't always have the immediate answer. Knowing habits of humans are hard to quit. I just hope that heaven have been warning enough with so many frequent disasters and incurable disease so that people truly wake up this time and to stop all this cruelty to our co-citizens of the world, namely the animals and each other as well. If anybody could stop and think about it, it is really incredible how we still kill each other these days, or think of killing each other these days. Not to talk about the poor, defenseless, innocent animals. Well, all we can do is spread the news. Yeah, spread the news, explain to people as much as you can, and hoping that your words, my words, will fall into some wise ears. Because most of the human, they have telepathy, but they have completely lost it. So they cannot hear it direct from the animals. Their cry of suffering, their cry of sorrow, or their cry of advice. Because they have been covered up tightly with a veil of ignorance from the king of illusion, from Maya, from the so-called devil. So it's very difficult for them to hear anything. But I just hope that at this time of peril, maybe they will wake up. And we try to tell them anything that is convincing. Maybe they can wake up, maybe they listen. Maybe some of them will listen, maybe half of them will listen, maybe 2/3 of them will listen. I hope all of them will listen. I hope I will live to see that day. I'm telling you truly because as much as I love the animals, I know that suffering has an end. Even if one animal suffers by abuse or torture, massacre in the slaughterhouse, they have all that life, and then they will be free to heaven. It breaks my heart. I don't want to imagine how they suffer. But even then, it's not as bad as what the humans have to go through because of mistreating animals. So actually, I'm more sorry for the humans than the animals. Do you understand? If they are abused and badly treated, they will be in a higher heaven. But the humans who has done all this to them will pay terribly, and that's what I'm worried about. Okay? I love animals so much, but physical suffering we will endure one way or another, even human too. But the spiritual suffering, the spiritual loss, is a terrible loss. And humans committed terrible act against themselves every day to cause them to lose spiritual merit because of killing animals, because of killing each other, because of eating animals. So, you see, this is the human that I'm worried about. We're trying as best as we can to awaken their real knowledge, but it's not easy. Okay? I thank you for all you have been doing. And thank you for bearing all this frustration with me. And thank you for still having unwavering faith on the human change. Maybe they will change. Maybe we can still save the planet. We just have to continue, okay?
Thank you for your company on today's Between Master and Disciples here on Supreme Master Television. Tune in next Friday for Part 3 of Supreme Master Ching Hai's fascinating discussion titled Eating Meat Destroys Lives and Harms the Planet. And now, Animal World, Our Co-Inhabitants is coming up next, right after noteworthy news. With heaven's grace, may all beings live harmoniously in dignity and respect.